funny?
The
Oh,
camera's
okay.
small.
It's hilarious. But we're live.
Oh, are we?
No, wait, the camera's small.
What camera?
It's okay.
It's okay. Welcome. It's 1 p.m. on Thursday. Oh, here's your tree. And
Hey, the live stream is already going?
yeah, it's already going.
Okay, this was even more funny. I am very embarrassed.
Okay.
That's our theme.
Well, welcome to our 1 p.m. live stream, parent-child meditation, and we have entered a new cycle. We are meditating on friendship and loving kindness, metta meditation, loving kindness. And we did get our Buddha's head back on, but it can come off too. Just like in meditation, when you're meditating, you want to
Free your mind.
free your mind. You want to. That's why actually Ganesha's head was cut off and then put an elephant, because the idea is you can always lose your head and you can always put it back
I
on.
want to see.
Are you going to keep the head?
Yeah.
Okay.
As my hat.
I don't know if it'll fit. Okay, so with our metta meditation on friendship and loving
Then I can
kindness,
give my helmet.
we do 2 minutes
Then ow. That hurt.
where we bring into our mind's eye,
Look at this.
or if you've lost your mind, your heart's eye,
I'm lost.
someone who you love or you feel neutral towards, and you say, may you have love,
May have peace, may have kindness.
may you have peace, may you have kindness. And then, in the next 2 minutes,
What about putting his head backwards?
I don't know if it'll go back. Well, let's put his head back on for now. Poor Buddha, poor Buddha. In the next 2 minutes, we bring into our mind's eye, or if you've lost your mind, into your heart's eye, someone who is upsetting you, or who you're in conflict with. Someone who you maybe need to think these thoughts for. May you have love, may you have peace, may you have kindness.
Like the first, like on Tuesday, you literally just knocked off Caterpillar.
Okay,
Literally. Why?
he's back.
Yes.
Okay, on Tuesday what?
I made it a little less hard to do it because it's hard when you feel something icky and
Yeah.
mean. So I put his pet that is very cute and very loving, very fat and chubby, so cute. I put him in the picture to make it less hard.
Okay, so
You can do that too.
I love that idea. So if it's hard to send
Kiki.
love and peace and kindness
Yes,
to
it
somebody,
can.
that you can bring an animal in with you.
Or a sister that really you like.
I'm gonna bring in that cute praying mantis we saw in the movie last night.
Aw.
That was going like this.
That was what are they called again?
Proctids? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Tree hoppers?
No.
They're
The ones with the very weird eyes.
Oh my gosh, everyone has got to see this documentary. Learning to see. Yes, it was wonderful. It was about these rare insects.
Yes, there's this one with this eyes like so weird. It was like had these big yellow eyes with just like the tiniest black dots.
They were funny. They look like they're smiling because they use a macro lens and you see the insects up close. Some of them have never even been seen by any humans before they found, these
It
photographers.
smells very weird.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do what I can.
And I like the praying mantis who was boxing.
Oh, the boxing praying mantis?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, and in our last 2 minutes, we will bring ourselves into our mind's eye. If you've lost your mind, your heart's eye. And may you have love. May you have peace.
Buddha.
May you have kindness. So shall we begin? Are you sitting in a comfortable position?
Yeah, I wish I had my fidget.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, you could hold this thing if you want.
Yay.
Okay,
Or
ready?
you can glue it on here.
Well, it's gonna fall probably. We can put it on your necklace later. Shall we begin? His head's gonna fall. Okay, ready? I will put my, oh, great idea. That's a great idea for the Buddha.
They're Buddhas.
Okay.
I would be even better.
All right. We breathe in
I'm putting some
and
flowers.
breathe out. And we go within.
Too loud. Okay, I was
We
kind
breathe in. We breathe out.
Mama.
And we return to our space.
Mama,
Yes.
I was moving around in part of it because I had
That song we're playing in the background.
yes.
Oh yeah, that happens sometimes when you're supposed to be. May you have love, may you have peace, may you have kindness, but then something else is running in your head, and you have to tell that other thing to fall down like water, water on the.
I kind of stopped, but it was still in the background.
We'll tell it to evaporate then, like you know how water starts to evaporate if it's too hot, like it'll evaporate from a pond or.
I've seen
Little
evaporation. I've seen evaporation before.
Yes, you have. So your thoughts can evaporate.
Mama.
Yes.
Wait. Never mind. Okay, I'm just gonna say. Who was your person
Who's my person?
that you very loved?
Well, I actually thought of a group of people, not just one person. I thought of all photographers in the world who have photographed beautiful things and made humans realize how beautiful wildlife and nature and animals are. Every single photographer who ever took photographs of anything that's an animal or an insect.
Maybe Alex can do that one day.
Maybe.
That's what we thought of. Who did you think of?
Nadia.
You thought of Nadia? Aww.
She's my friend. Well, more like sister in heart.
She's your sister. Okay, you
I
ready?
have two sisters in heart. Nadia and Sophia.
Yeah, and more too, because Alice is your sister.
Yeah.
Julie.
I have a brother in my heart. Nasser.
I was Nasser, your brother in heart. Okay. So for the next 2 minutes, we are going to bring into our mind's eye or our
We're
heart's
like
eye
twins, except boy and girl.
someone who we're in conflict with, but we don't have to say who it is, so we can keep it private. May you have peace, may you have love, may you have kindness. Ready?
You know what? Rishi is the only person I can think of, and I already did him.
You can do him again. And many times as you want.
Okay.
There's no limits. Okay?
Trey, Sean wants to help me now, so I don't feel neutral about him.
Okay, you feel like you like him. Okay.
You know, Meenakshi, there are some people out there who meditate on the same thing for years, trying to, well, just thinking about it for
This
years.
time I'm putting Miracle in the background. The gray and black cat, Mama. Remember the one who always likes to, follow me on the, the one who I always like to follow under the table.
Yes. Okay, and Alex is right. There is actually a Tibetan nun who for 8 hours a day chants Om Mani Padme Hum, which is essentially in Pali language, Om Mani Padme Hum is like the jewel of the lotus. So may all beings find the jewel of their lotus, or like their self, their true self, their authentic knowledge, true knowledge, or realization, enlightenment.
And that's a big subject. So yeah, it's okay to meditate on the same thing, though.
Okay, you can also bring a group of people. May you have peace, may you have love, may you have kindness.
Buzz.
We breathe in
Okay, I'm done now.
and we breathe out.
And we go within.
That's right. keratin available at the moment.
Mama,
Yes.
I also want to say something else. I like Jiggy so much that it was hard to put Miracle in the picture. So then I did Jiggy and Miracle.
So sweet. Those cats are lucky. Lucky cats.
Ow.
It's like those cats. It's a lovely thing.
Cats. Okay, in our last 2 minutes. You know, I don't know where my mind was. I didn't bring into my mind anybody I was in conflict with. I don't know I don't think I was thinking about anything or anyone. And I didn't think, may you have love, may you have peace, may you have kindness. So I'm going to try harder this time.
Maybe it's like having love and peace for
Nothing?
people who are forgotten.
Oh, Alex always edits and makes it right. You are a true editor. Right? Okay. Wait, are we done? No.
We got one more.
Okay. Some days are more concentrated than others. Okay. Ourselves.
Mhm.
Whee!
The Buddha is being filled with flowers. Oh. Are you ready? You want to fill him with a few more flowers? And then we will begin. Okay, now you're thinking of yourself. Oh, he's getting some of the lotus leaves. He's filled with lotus leaves and flowers. And he gets his head back. That's kind of like what we're doing. We lose our heads, we fill ourselves up with love and peace and kindness, and then we put our heads back on and go about our days.
That's 3 stuff. I need to find another thing. Woo! Another flower! Great!
All right, after that flower, we are filling ourselves up.
Sorry, he needs one more thing. What? Ow! What's this?
A rubber band.
And he is getting a rubber band.
Okay, flowers, lotus leaves, and a rubber band filled up. The last 2 minutes. May you have peace, may you have love, may you have kindness, and you're bringing yourself into your mind's eye or your heart's eye.
If you lost your mind.
Yeah, if you lost your mind. It's okay to lose your mind. You always get your mind back, somehow.
Buddhis.
Ready?
Buddha is lucky.
Well, I'm going to begin. You breathe in. And
Mama, I need
breathe
help.
out.
Mama.
And we go within. there anything on your mind, my dear, or Alex, that
Mama?
you would like to talk about? Yes.
The same picture of last time. Me sliding down a slide in the snow in winter time, obviously, with my Persian cat waiting for me.
Oh, Persian cat is white?
I mean Himalayan.
Oh, Himalayan cat. Is it white? Himalayan. I say Himalayan. You say Himalayan. Potato, potato.
Potato, tomato. That's it.
Himalayan is the way to say it, like in Hindi, I think. Probably a lot of different Indian languages, Himalayan. But you say Himalayan, which is the,
American.
or maybe the way to say it. It could be the way to say it in French or Yiddish. I don't know.
Huh? What's a Yiddish?
It's a language. It's the language. It's the language that when she says table.
Jew.
You know what, Neela? I do have a question.
Yes.
You said a word earlier that I don't really know what it means. You said meditation. So what's that?
Meditation. Well, metta, M-E-T-T-A, is the word in Pali. Pali is the language in Nepal for loving kindness. And so, loving kindness, I suppose it's kind of like a detached, it's not quite the right word, like a neutral love feeling. You know, because there can be that you love somebody so much that they also cause you a lot of distress. But what if you could love somebody in a kind of neutral or detached way that you can love without distress? Loving
Junie,
kindness.
Nadia.
Junie and Nadia, love them with loving kindness and without distress, without like too much upset. Or detachment's not quite the right word. I have to. Neutrality is the word that I can think of.
I don't know why, but I keep thinking peace. Just a certain kind of.
Neutral?
It's all okay.
Yeah. Well, in the documentary we saw last night about this photographer, Robert, I can't remember his name now.
It is Robert.
Is it O'Neill? His son actually made the documentary, and he's in Colombia, and he goes through the rainforest, and when he finds these insects, it's actually his partner is a Colombian man. He's a caretaker, and his family lives on the property with Robert, the photographer, and there's a few scenes where the insect sits on the finger, and he lets the insect bite. Because that's the nature of the insect, and he just wants to experience the insect. But they also photograph, and you can't help but feel love for these insects because they're.
He even talks to them.
He even talks to them as he's photographing them, and he talks about how that.
Isn't the insects trying to get a pose so they can have a good photo?
Yeah, he says that he thinks that the insect is. Observing them as much as he's observing them, and once they get comfortable, he feels like they're almost posing, and so, he really did give these insects, they're wild looking,
Very wild and creepy.
but they're infused with so much dignity, and, that's like loving kindness, like he's just letting the thing be what it is.
Well, they say that a lot of animals can read us better than we can read ourselves. So if you have animosity or anxiety towards insects or something, they can probably tell. Same goes for other animals too, but it almost sounds like what you're talking about is maybe acceptance in a way of sometimes things can be good, sometimes they're chaotic, but it's all going to be okay.
Yeah, I agree. And the idea that you can have loving kindness towards this creature that's just completely a different life form, absolutely,
Alien.
almost alien. And, you know, so he did this for 12 something years until he really just perfected the lighting that you use and how the camera that you use to get these images. And his first show was in New York City, and it was essentially a fundraiser to raise money for saving the rainforest, because that's where they live. And you know, it's if you have so much love and reverence for these creatures, then you're going to want to let their home be, right? Yeah.
Stop cutting down trees.
Yeah. It's just such a heartwarming kind of thing we saw, and it always filled with loving kindness for these insects. Okay. I just love the praying mantis, the boxing praying mantis. Like, you know, the photographer Robert, he put his finger in the praying mantis boxing, and it looks like a dialogue, you know. So.
Oh, and there was this one where this where this very weird grasshopper was like high-fiving the camera.
Oh yeah, that was true. Yeah.
High-fiving the camera.
Yeah. I wish we could remember his name, but the name of the documentary is Learning to See. And what he was saying is that after he's been photographing these insects, because you know, he's worked with entomologists now all over the world, some of whom have never seen these insects. He found them for the first time, and they're really hard to find because they camouflage themselves to protect themselves. You know, there's so many predators that they have. And he was saying that his journey has been about learning to see life force and life energy differently. I mean, that's loving kindness right there.
It's powerful.
Very powerful. So on that note, on that very loving and kind note, the parent in me honors the parent in you.
The child in me honors the child in you.
And namaste. And we hope to see you next week on Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. for parent-child meditation.
Make sure children are watching.